Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by the managing director of this new concept, the Box Off, Razi Hassan. Razi, how are you?
I'm great. I'm really, really good. We've had a real good turnout today. It's a brand new concert. We're a brand new promotion. So with these things, there's always a little bit of, nervousness. But we really have had a great turnout. The concept itself has been received really well. Our captains, Tom Skinner for London, the Governors, JK for Birmingham, the Tribe, Ricky Hatton for Manchester, the Revolution, are really brought into this. They really love the idea of this, inspiring, mentoring and motivating a group of young men from a city that they're emotionally attached with, okay, that they want to represent, going on to hopefully bigger and better things and carving a career out in professional boxing.
Where did the germ of the idea come from? I know WSB have had kind of different cities being represented, but not quite in the same way.
So it came about, as I mentioned earlier in the press conference, over a cup of coffee in a cafe in Luton. I'm from Watford, born and raised, a Watford fan, and initially the idea was, naturally as you can imagine, a team of fighters from Watford up against a team of fighters from Luton. But the skeptics amongst us quickly pointed out that, look, setting off Armageddon for a first show for a new boxing promotion probably isn't a good look. Yeah, it's not a good look, so we scrapped that idea. But this idea of boxing, football and boxing have so much affinity, so much crossover. So we always felt that boxers have such a close connection to their home town or city. It's often that community that has supported them in their career, whether it's financially or in terms of just coming along and getting behind them. And fighters always reciprocate that. So in boxing, we always mention, the MC would always mention so-and-so from London, from Birmingham, from Manchester. So it's always been there, and we just tapped into it. We're not working here at the elite level. That takes care of itself. That's a different kettle of fish. What we're looking to do here is the prospects. Those young fighters that have trouble selling tickets, how can we package them and deliver them in a certain way, give them a platform that really gives them an opportunity to get into the shop window and to go on and hopefully win a competition, okay, and then it could be a launch pad for them. So someone comes into the competition from Birmingham, they'll have a good, hopefully local following. By the time at the end of the competition, they've been successful and won, they could be a household name in Birmingham at least. And then their journey goes on from there. And we're hoping that the winners from the Box Off 2023 will then compete in support bouts for the Box Off 2024. So the journey continues with us. And then we hope that's a stepping stone for them to go on to further and bigger and better things. And of course, we want British champions, we want European champions, and ultimately we want to deliver a world champion. And that will be pure vindication of what can happen when you take a fighter who might not be great at selling tickets, but has ability. Meritocracy we want. The best should actually progress, not necessarily those with the best personality or the most colourful personality or the biggest following so they can sell loads of tickets. This competition is genuine 50-50 bouts. Come in, mix it up, win, progress, and for those that don't win, you've gone in, had a proper dust up, okay? And boxing is moving into that same direction with UFC in the sense that if you lose your O, it's not the end of the world. World champions lose and come back and win world championships again. So we want fighters to be more confident in their ability. If you take a loss, no worries, come back, do it again. And that's hopefully where we're going with this.
Now, I notice you're missing one of the captains at the moment, the Leeds one. Probably already considered this, but can I make a pitch for Nicola Adams?
Well, Nicola Adams, interestingly enough, was the very first person that was on our shortlist. The trouble we had with Nicola was that she was away during the first show in September. So we're working closely with Nicola's team, hopefully, to iron things out. And if we can get her availability, then absolutely. Nicola Adams, she's a national hero, a treasure. And we want female captains, and we've got female fighters involved already in the competition, but we really want a female captain, and she's Leeds through and through. So we're working on that, and keep your ears to the ground, and hopefully we'll have an update on that.
And you mentioned about the affinity that supporters have with the football teams and the local boxing community. Will there be any involvement from the football clubs in these four areas?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we would love to do that and develop that over time. One of the reasons that we picked Leeds was because it's a one-club city. So it really worked well. We felt that Leeds could really get behind, and you've seen with the likes of Josh Warrington how Leeds as a club and Leeds football fans get behind their fighter, or in this respect, their team, hopefully. So absolutely, we're going to be looking to work with clubs and other community groups. Really important to mention that this is kind of a grassroots concept. So we want to reach out to clubs, boxing clubs, to amateur clubs, to young grassroots fighters, and get them engaged, galvanise them, get them along to the event in September, the first show, and really kind of, it's a celebration of boxing. You know, we want to have entertainment, we want to put on a spectacle, but at its heart, at its very heart, there's an opportunity for a fighter somewhere to really take their career to another level.
Where do you see this in a few years' time? What's the ultimate goal?
Well, I mean, look, this year, Box Off 2023, we've got London, Birmingham, Leeds, Manchester. We've already got Liverpool, Nottingham, Sheffield, Cardiff, Dublin, Belfast, Glasgow. Everyone's knocking on the door. And that's just the British Isles. So imagine where this can potentially go. You know, the other huge boxing market is the US. 50 states. Don't ask me how many cities or towns, because I couldn't tell you. But you can see where this could potentially go. And the border controller behind it, Rob Smith, when we spoke to him many months ago, said that he'd always liked the concept of team-based boxing. And I think when we had the US team up against, I think maybe the British team or the English team, it worked really well. And the Olympics works well when it brings the national teams together, but there's something different about cities. You know, that's where people have that real emotional connection. And those are the strings that we're going to hopefully be pulling on and getting these communities and fan bases galvanised behind their teams.
What about your own kind of method, how you're going to do this? Do you plan to be like an Eddie Hearn, very front-facing, cameras all around you all the time and having to explain to everyone what the concept is, or more of a backseat? What's your kind of role?
Look, the likes of myself are inspired by the likes of Eddie. Frank Warren, obviously, he's been around for as long as I can remember. And the new promoters coming up, the likes of Ben Shalom and the chaps at Westerman. So, you know, we're inspired. And that's what it's all about. Boxing is changing, you know. I will do whatever it takes for the project to be successful. We've got an incredible team. We've got great talent and captains involved. They're at the very front of this. And if it needs me to be involved, I'll be involved as much as I possibly can. I have other commercial interests that take up a lot of my time. But I love boxing. I always have. And for me, I'm enjoying this ride. And that's the most important thing for me. I always say to the team that enjoy the ride. The ride is the most important thing, and the rest of it will take care of itself. But as you can see here, great conversations. Everyone's, you know, really, the energy's there. Everyone's having a good time. The positive vibes there, and we're hoping to, come September the 16th, put on a real show.
This has been one of those great conversations. Razi Hassan, I really appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you.